Oh boy, it's been a long time. I haven't done this. I almost forgot. Ay, ay, ay. Oh yeah. All right, folks. So we were live on the Hello Neighbor. Hola. I am great. How are you? Awesome. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. So we are back. Boy, I tell you. Well, greetings, everybody. How y'all doing, man? I trust y'all doing well. Um, YouTube, man, it's been a long time I haven't done this live thing, but I guess I was on that neighbor's podcast earlier, and we got disconnected, so I decided to just boom unplug the live. So, Ropin, everybody, greetings to you all. I trust that you all are doing well. I trust that you are doing well. I am doing well, and our beautiful island of Jamaica is doing well. We were talking about the appointment of Major Anthony Anderson and how hypocritical it is for the PNP to be in with or questioning his appointment. But I wanted to remind folks that questioning his appointment is not something new. It is a part of the PNP's MO. You know, doesn't matter who it is or what it is, they're going to turn a perfectly well structured appointment into something controversial because that's what they do. That is their MO. It is to turn a never leave a good situation unchecked. So of course, they are going to question his appointment, and they did agree originally, in his appointment, but then all of a sudden, they start to question it. But that's sort of expected. We know that that is how the PNP operate, and I don't think anybody should be surprised. It's the classic opposition style of the PNP, and not just any old opposition, because not every opposition operate the way the PNP operates. There are some opposition parties who believe that you should be responsible in how you oppose and the position you take on some issues. And we are actually live on YouTube, too, guys. For my TikTok friends, we're live on YouTube. Share the live, folks. I have not done this in a minute, so please, for Christ's sake, just share the little live. Make we have a little fun while I'm at it now. Come over here regular. So we could just go on with yourself now for a little bit. So everybody who is on, we have about 10 persons on. If 10 of you share the live to 13 individual each, we could probably have a little chat. And we can talk about a couple of the things that I've been writing about in the various newspapers, highlighting my opinion on some of the issues and sharing my perspective. Ivy Gibbs, welcome. George, welcome. Um, who else we got here? Sadiki is in the building. What's going on there? Petty? How are you? How are you, San? Michelle is in the building. Welcome in, Michelle. Welcome in. African Royal. I see you. Bless 9320. Sexy Fatty. uh, you need real food, son? Hit the plane, mama. We got it over here. What kind of food you need, son? Let me send some for you. Rashika is in the building. Who is Believer? Inviting me to co-host. I don't know co-hosting thing. What is co-host? Don't know about that. Not going to click on that. Something I click on that, there's some transmission. Pop up on your screen. You see a picture of your old workplace, CRW, and it looks good. Let me tell you something. You don't hear us talking much about Cornwall Regional or Western Children because talking is not what's going to cut it. But I am telling you that you are going to be in for a surprise. Cornwall Regional is going to be a model hospital. Make no mistake about it. And as it relates to Western Child, oh boy, don't get me started on that. It is going to be something to talk about. Beautiful place, and it's going to worth the wait. Um, our healthcare system is not where it needs to be, but it did not get there overnight either. We are building out some new facilities. The government is providing the necessary resources. But one of the things that has to change is the way how we treat our people. I think there is an issue with service, and that is where the rubber is hitting the road now. Service is a problem. Um, we don't treat people good, and that's just the bottom line. We don't treat people good. It is not the issues that we're having, especially in the healthcare system. It's not necessarily about hospital beds. Yes, there's a shortage of bed space, beds, a shortage of bed space. Um, there is a shortage of bed space, but the issue is really how the personnel on the ground treat the people, that service to people, that compassion, that care is seriously lacking, and that is the problem. One, Kimmy, how you do? Greetings to you. And is that trivia? Blessings to you. But I'm telling you that Cornwall Regional is going to be a model. I was on top of the roof today at Western Children, and just to look at the equipment, just to look at the central air system on top of the roof. I was saying to an engineer, where they're having a conversation, I was saying to him that, boy, this is so therapeutic. It is just a space that makes you feel so calm and cool. Um, so those two hospitals alone, and I'm gonna speak to some of the things that is happening in Montego Bay. So Cornwall Regional is on stream, big time on stream. Um, Western Children right there as well. I think both hospitals are at the same stage, and I think both of them might come on stream around about the same time. As the minister said, Cornwall Regional is slated to open up their emergency section just around the corner. I'm not giving out any date, but I'm saying you guys are up for some surprise, because work is going on non-stop in a big way, massive way. Um, the building out of the hotels out there in Lilliput side there, you have the Hard Rock Cafe, Hard Rock Hotel, which is probably about 60-70% complete. And then there's another hotel that is being built right beside that. Both are going up at the same time. And then when you come down to the southern end, going back towards Bogue, you have the Pinnacle, which is another huge building. And everybody remember when Pinnacle came out just the other day. Pinnacle had it's going to be the tallest. I think it's the tallest building in Jamaica. So Pinnacle is going on very well. And thank you for sharing, guys. Appreciate the share. Pinnacle is going on very well. And then, of course, it cannot get any better. Things cannot be just so synergized, where the perimeter road is going to be completed right when all of these hotels are being, Montego Bay, Western Jamaica is going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. They're going to be converting bottom road and top road into dual carriageway. Bro, let me tell you, Western Jamaica 3 years from now is going to be greetings to you, Travis. Western Jamaica is going to be something to talk about. It is going to be something to talk about. Um, the on the perimeter road is slated to open. I hate giving out dates, because these dates issuing is the purview of the various ministers. But I think I'm quoting what the minister said. It's slated to open sometime in September. And that is right at the corner of the Western Child, and it is right there with Cornwall. I think one tower at Pinnacle is almost completed. I think by September, a huge part of the Hard Rock Hotel is going to be completed. Folks, Western Jamaica is going to be lit, I tell you. It is going to be lit with activities. Um, Sexy Share, how you do? How you do? Greetings. It is going to be lit with people. Um, I'm trying to figure out this. I haven't done live on TikTok in a long while now. Very, very long time I haven't done it. Um, yeah. I haven't done it in a minute now. But thank you all for sharing the live. Julia, Kari, welcome in everybody. Um, Western Jamaica is your hometown, Cher? Oh, cool, cool. That's good. That's good. That's good. Well, Western Jamaica is doing well. Now, for those persons who have always said that they want to come back home, but they're not sure, and them this and them that. Listen, man, let me tell you something. If you have taken the decision to return to Jamaica, now I have no regret, because I have no regret. I did it. Well, have I done it, or I'm still doing it? I'm kind of still doing it. But I have done it. And I have absolutely no regrets, none whatsoever, none at all. Jamaica is a beautiful place. Um, we are we are growing. The country is doing a lot better with the reduction in murders. Those things are significant to the country. Um, Omar Shaw. Yeah. Yeah. So we are doing better. And no make nobody fool you, my friend. 5 years from today, if you never get your little piece of land at Jamaica, you are going to pay twice the amount for it now. You are going. Remember, a few years ago, I warned persons on my YouTube and Facebook Live back then. I warned those persons. I said, if you have an interest in Jamaica, go and fetch you a piece of land now, because when the crime reduce, you can't buy land in Jamaica. When the crime is 50% less than it was then. Now, with more reduction to come. So by 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 next year, you're anticipating that the murder rate is going to be significantly less. And if it is less than what it is now, then it means that more tourists is going to come to Jamaica, more investment. Jamaica now has a capital budget of over $1.3 trillion, and they now have monies through the whole NARA, to be spent by NARA. These are funds that were allocated through the hurricane emergency relief and what was made available through the various multilaterals. Um, so there's a lot of things, there's a lot of activities, and if there is ever a time, who was in the box and just come out? Who was it? Anyway, let's see who. Yeah. So with that sort of money slated to be spent in Jamaica, we're talking about billions of dollars. Sometimes I say to myself, I must be a prophet. Because if I were to go back to some of my old Facebook Live and look at some of the things that I would have said, and in other discussions in other spaces, where I've always said that if we borrow money and to bring Jamaica to a first world standard, I would not care about debt, because at the time we're talking about debt and the importance of debt and if debt is good or bad. But I've always used Japan as a classic example of to prove my point that debt is not debt is not so much an issue, because if countries like Japan, who has the world's fourth largest economy, can manage their debt the way they have and still maintain one of the cleanest country, one of the most organized countries on earth, fourth largest economy in the world, and they have a debt of 250% debt to GDP, and they have not fallen off the earth. Why is it that we are so afraid of debt? You know, the problem is why we are afraid of debt is because we have been in debt under a political party that really misuse the funds that put us in debt. In other words, when you borrow money, $10 to develop the country, if you had put that $10 in something that is worthwhile, then the country would grow. But under the previous administration, they borrowed money and they plunged us into debt, but those monies were siphoned off into private person's pocket. And that's what made debt in of itself feels like a bad thing. But it's really not. Japan has proven that a country can run a serious debt and huge debt, but still, at high level. Yeah, Bridget, give thanks, Bridget. Just I realize there's someone in the box.
Chopper, Wagwan.
Give thanks, blessings.
Chopper,
Yeah, man.
this, this is something we talk about for years. We have talked about, you know. Um, I remember when even the issue with the sign come up, the Montego Bay sign, and persons are arguing about the cost for the sign. And you and I were one of the persons who said it should have been 10 times that amount of money. You understand me? Because this is the entrance to your country. The one of the entrance to your country. When people come, they're supposed to feel like them that Jamaica. They're supposed to feel welcome. They're supposed to feel like something is happening here. You know, we are gonna enjoy the moment. This is a special place to be, right? And one of the things that as Jamaicans I realize, we get caught up in the naysayers and the noise while a lot of development is happening. And just a few things you spoke about just now, and it's very important. People don't understand the type of um, economic development that will happen with the perimeter road. This is going to be a game changer, right? Because people don't understand that when you have this massive traffic backup, right? This productivity, you're stalling. You know, makes sense. You're sitting in a traffic for 2 hours. I try to get to productivity. I try to deliver goods and services. I try to get tourists from the airport to their destination. Them come for a long flight. You know what I mean? So people don't understand the nature of these things. And it's very important. But you have said, even with St. Thomas, while St. Thomas the road was being built, you were telling people, go and get a piece of St. Thomas, right? Now, what is happening is that people are not used to seeing this type of leadership jobs. They're not seeing a caring, thoughtful process where there's a design into what you're doing, where it's going to bring economic fruitfulness, where it's going to bring economic development. People are not looking at the science development even recently, but the excellence, the project in Trelawney recently that was launched, right? It's a 25 million US dollar project, a big development that when you look at the local development that's happening, the local investment, Best Dressed and these companies, $2 billion, $3 billion of investment. Kirk Distributors, $6 billion worth of investment. This is showing that the local economy and the local people are having great confidence in the government. And people don't understand that that's happening. They need to get on board, Chopper.
Yeah, man. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, man. Yeah, I agree with you.
But Chopper, remember, I came to visit the Cornwall Regional and the Western Children, and it wasn't where it is now. And I was amazed at what I saw, and I'm saying, this is going to serve Western Jamaica well,
Mm-hmm.
And people are complaining about the cost and stuff like that. I'm saying, whatever it costs to get a first class health facility, that's what is needed. And a lot of people don't understand what is being built down there. It's going to be a teaching hospital. It's going to be a massive campus. It's going to be the type of equipment that's going to be there. Not even UA are capable of this equipment. So people don't understand when it's finishing up, right? It's going to be the pearl of the Caribbean in terms of health facilities.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, the $20 billion people are complaining about. It's not like the money is being siphoned off or anything like that. People understand that we have to build out our economy and we have to get efficient, as the Prime Minister said. It has to be about efficiency. People, if you get on board and start complaining.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. DHF. My brother. Sir Francis. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
Yeah.
How you do, sir?
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, man. Loud and clear. How are you?
Okay, I'm pretty good, man. I'm pretty good.
How are things on your side of town?
I was following a link. I went into a wilderness, man. Which link is that? Is the same link to this?
No, there's two links. I'm live on YouTube and on TikTok at the same time. So probably you had the YouTube link.
Yeah. I tried to sign in with Facebook, so
probably that's why.
I was having some challenges.
Yeah. So how are things, sir?
I can't complain.
So a couple of things.
Things are unfolding as they should.
Yes. You know.
You remember Desiderata?
Yes, sir. I was talking about the appointment of General Anderson to head NARA.
Yeah.
What's your take on it, though, darling? Let me get your views on it.
Brilliant move. I can't think of a better person to edit thing, you know. And I'm a little disturbed that the opposition seem to make everything a controversy.
Yes.
I am really, I'm reaching the point where frankly I'm pissed off, because these people seem to think that they saying that to the winners go the spoil. It's like it's only supposed to apply when JNP win. And if JNP win now, then they get nothing.
Yeah.
Any position to be filled, you must fill it with consultation with the opposition or to somebody who the opposition approves of.
Yes. Who they want to have.
Everything I must stop. Man, I see all man ask, oh, if he applied after everybody else applied. Some kind of crap question.
Yeah. How did his application, whether or not he applied, becomes a part of the conversation.
And he apply.
Yes.
And
yeah.
I mean, look, let me tell you something, man. These people, people may say them cancel bidding already, I remember when they were selling JPS,
Yeah.
Me remember when they were selling JPS, I mean, one company bid 260 million to JPS,
Mm.
And then close on the bidding process.
Close
right?
it.
And then they just bring it back.
Mm.
Probably had some sympathy forward. Was the one that bid, right? And to this day, we all know what went on there. Miran come out of bankruptcy in 4 years and so on and so forth. And we are left now paying one of the highest rate for electricity in the world.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. But they anything this current government do is a big controversy. Big controversy. I believe the PNP must mature. Them really need to mature now and be a responsible opposition. And in every God almighty thing they need to criticize.
Well, I have a problem with that, Darlan. I have a problem with the criticize for criticizing's sake. I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that. Just criticize because you want to criticize. There's another issue I want to bring to your attention. I don't know if you've commented on it yet. The Gleaner headline: government pockets 70% of 1 billion allocated to poor under the Solidarity Program. That headline that the article the Gleaner published, that government pocketed 70% of 1 billion allocated for the poor under the Solidarity Program. You think the government, the Gleaner was deliberate, Darlan, in mentioning pocketed?
It's like those why the Gleaner is a failing institution. It is headline like those, right?
Yeah.
They're fighting for the opposition, right? And other media house have been biased as blatant as the one the Gleaner demonstrate in support of the PNP. It's bad. I know you have right-wing media, left-wing media, and media that will be sympathetic or the other. But the Gleaner has been blatant with what they do. And the thing, the headline is totally misleading. Totally misleading.
It is. And once you read an article that says government pockets, the average reader phrase government pockets, that suggests that public funds were improperly diverted or misappropriated. These are the things that goes with pocketing money.
No, you're putting it mild there, Chopper. Why am I trying to say that the government officials take money and put it in them pocket?
Yeah.
There's no spin on it. When they talk about the pocket, it means that the government officials take the money.
Yeah.
This is what the Gleaner is trying to convey, which is despicable. You understand? Sure, I mean, everybody knows that the money was absorbed back into the consolidated fund and was reassigned to to do other things, right?
Well,
and they, what they should be talking about is why did the people not take up the funds? Why did
there's another.
Why people never apply and get the fund?
There's a piece in the paper, Darlan. It says misleading headline, missing context. It's in the whole context, right? The headline, returning unspent funds, not pocketing money meant for the poor, right? It says the Gleaner, and I'm just going to read the article real quick for you, and you can comment on it on the back end of it. It says the Gleaner headline government pockets 70% of 1 billion allocated for poor on the salary program is not only misleading, but risk creating a fundamentally inaccurate public perception of what was actually disclosed by the parliament. The average reader, when there's... Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was saying that the average reader...
Go ahead, continue. I thought you were...
Yeah, the average reader, when they saw that word pocket, that suggests that public funds have been, misappropriated or in somebody's pocket, right? And that's really taking advantage of the most vulnerable in the society. You take money from them. That's what they're suggesting. But the facts presents is totally different. According to the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, approximately 770 million of the 1 billion remained unspent and was returned to the consolidated funds after the program concluded. While there might be legitimate question about the program design, uptake would have been reduced simply because of, and I think I had mentioned that on Neighbors program earlier, there are several reasons that would have contributed to the program not maximizing its full potential. Yeah. But and I think a part of the thing that I wanted to highlight was that the issue before Parliament was not one of the things that we must be proud of, though, is that years ago, Darlan, and you know this more than a lot of us, that the conversation today would be about missing funds. Money gone, like Selutra, like you name them. Money just vanish.
But Chops,
yes.
It's not only Darlan could speak to that.
Well, you could too.
Remember in those years, there were just like scandals upon scandals upon scandals.
Yes.
I mean, look on that prime property in Montego Bay, the Rollins deals. How much was that sold for? Some monies were being pocketed. And, it is so funny. Is it because if the PNP was in the position that we are in, this is what they would have done? So inadvertently, they believe because they would do that, the Jamaica Labour Party is guilty of the same thing. And mentally, psychologically, they still have not seen or arrived at the decision that the JLP is not like the PNP, especially with a leader like Andrew Michael Holness.
Yes.
He is above board. He is a cut above the rest. And, I'm reiterating what you guys have said earlier, but I'm not surprised about the Gleaner having all these misleading headlines and would not have to wonder why is it they are in the position that they are in. Which begs me to say, Matalan is the head of it. Why would Babsy go? And anyway, that's a conversation for a different time. But I'm totally happy with what is happening with the Periphery Road because as it is, Montego Bay is so congested. I mean, years ago, you couldn't buy property in Montego Bay, and now, up to Salt Spring of value.
Serious value.
Anywhere that you thought had no value.
Salt Spring, a plot of land in Salt Spring is running somewhere in the region of $4 or $5 million now.
And you remember 10 years ago,
you couldn't pay people to live there. You couldn't pay anybody to live there. It was captured.
It was captured.
Yeah.
But Dr. Trump made it possible because, I mean, believe it or not, when you look at the number of persons who want to return to Jamaica right now from the UK, Canada, USA, all of the things that we have taken for granted, they are just going to come and scoop it up, you know. Whoever never bought a piece of land, try do it now. You have until the end of the year. After that, forget, according to PG, forget it. Forget it. You know? It really, really, really is sad.
You see,
But
you're right. It is sad. You see, there was a time though, you know, Val, where government, when conversations like these used to be, the headline used to be public finances often involve allegation of waste, corruption, and misappropriation of funds, or the disappearance of public funds. Today, the debate centers around whether unspent programs, allocations should be redirected to social programs or it should go back into the council funds. There's a difference, darling, in where
aside from the difference,
there's a difference.
Aside from that whole difference, Chops, the minister was explaining it, and I was aware of it, you know, having spoken to quite a number of persons. The program itself had flaws to begin with, because they were trying to do something different. But when they sorted out themselves, it's simply kind of, if you are already benefiting from the program.
We're talking about the Solidarity Program.
The Solidarity Program.
Yeah.
If you are already benefiting from like PATH and other programs,
you weren't eligible.
It automatically
kicks
you off.
Right.
But then they also have an exception that you can reach out to them at the ministry.
Yeah.
And they can sort it out, because even though you may be working, you may be on PATH, you may be
still low
for
income.
Something, but you know what happened? You see that $20,000 cash up front?
Yeah.
That was the whole thing. And it makes you understand that people are really not interested in being taught how to fish. They just want to get a fish. That's the bottom line. But the Solidarity Program, it has really, really good merits, and it just have to recalibrate. But the people in general did not know. And even though Master Mark is aware, he tries to play on the ignorance of people. And everything for him is a political agenda. Even this Nara, they didn't vote for Nara. But at the end of the day, you know, they always follow the money. At the end of the day, you had persons from the People's Nasty Party applying for jobs, even for jobs that did not exist. No, you don't vote for something, so why would you want to head it? And then come into Parliament and lie about it. I'm so happy that the Prime Minister took it to task and break it down, so that those who were listening would have heard, and those who had not heard, we would have conveyed the message to him.
Yeah, go ahead, darling.
Yeah, the Solidarity Program, which was a brilliant thing to try to benefit people who were outside of the various nets, you know, like the PATH program. I think it was benefiting people who were not getting any form of income.
Yes.
You know, no pension or nothing. People without income, right?
Yeah, correct.
Now, it was meant to benefit those people, right? One of the problems, you see, the headline is that 70% of the money was not, there was no take up for 70% of the money. And one of the problem is the bureaucracy that people have to go through to filter out people who don't qualify, who the benefit, who the program was not meant to benefit it, right? Because you have a lot of people coming forward to the fore, knowing that they don't qualify, but they're just hoping that they will get something. And they call the amount of manpower that has to be spent, sifting through all these applications that not eligible. It prevents the authorities from getting to people who could have been helped. The other thing is, in Jamaica, they allow the opposition to make them not have a needs already. We should have had a needs already, and then everybody would have a personal identification that as soon as you apply for anything, you plug in that number, your name come up, and if you're getting benefit from anywhere else, people would know if you're entitled to things, to the benefit, you would have been identified right away. And a lot more people could have been benefited if we had this single identifying number.
But Darla, the question is...
Wait, let me finish the point. That was a thing that was resisted by the PNP, because almost everything that the JLP proposed, they feel that they must oppose it, just for opposition.
Oppose for opposing sake, eh?
But why? But why, Darlon? Why did you think that they opposed it? You don't think that they knew the benefits of it? You don't think that they foresee that things like this would happen?
Look, the point is, the PNP don't want the JLP to win at anything at all. Remember, they oppose NIS and call it sin. They oppose NIS and call it sin.
Mm-hmm.
You're Hurricane Charlie when they try to build 5,000 hurricane house for people. Man, they oppose it. They oppose it when Hurricane Charlie 51 started.
But look on Slap Road, all the gullies. Remember, that's how we get the name Gully Government? The same gully now that they are talking about.
Yeah. One of the best gully system in the country.
We were benefiting from it today.
The Sandy Gully. They opposed it. And then they became...
They don't suppose things for opposition sake, and that is why you see all the idea we try to become a republic. They don't suppose it, they don't want the JLP to get a win.
No, it has to be on the anything that
Right. Mary?
you're breaking up.
Hello?
Yeah, Darla, we're hearing you now.
I'm hearing you. We're hearing you, darling. You know, one of the things.
I will be into you.
Oh, so one of the things is, even with the appointment of Mr. Anthony, and they are opposing it, you know that I have now just broken down things very simple. Once the PNP opposes it, I know that it is a good initiative or it's a good calling. Seriously, anytime they oppose something, I don't even have to research it thoroughly. I know it is good for the country.
That is a fact.
For Jamaica.
That is a fact.
I suppose that you can't quarrel with a position like that, because I can't see anything that they opposed. The government implemented, and then they were able to see, I told you so. There's no they don't oppose things because there are flaws in them.
They oppose because they can
because they can't work. They just oppose because they do not want the government to perform.
No, they don't want growth. They don't want growth. They
You
don't
know-
want growth.
You have to remember,
government get the wins. That's the thing.
you have to remember that under their stewardship, the conversation today, HR Guru, how you do? The problem is that what we're seeing now is a totally different in terms of the conversation that we're having now. Because there were years ago when, and I'm also speaking to our folks over there on YouTube as well. There was a time, when, as I said to you before, the headline would have been different, the conversations would have been different, and there would be explanation on top of explanation as to where is the money. While today, that's not the conversation. Jamaica has come far away. And for those persons who bet against Jamaica, I say to them, stop it. Last couple of weeks, I've been talking about self-inflicted wounds, darling, our own goals, as we normally call it. And I tell people sometimes that they don't know why we spend such a long time in opposition. I think a lot of people believe that we were in opposition for such a long time because the PNP was excellent and the PNP did a great job between 1989 and 2007. They did a great job and the Jamaican people rewarded them by voting them back into office several times. That's not true.
And they are so deluded.
Yes,
You
that's
actually
not
have
true.
intelligent people who actually think
Yeah.
that even when this fact is hitting them and has slapped them several times across the face,
Yeah.
they do actually believe that the PNP were doing so well. And I mean, even when I hear them talking about the social gains, you remember in Parliament the other day, Angela Brownberg couldn't come up with anything to talk about. So she started talking about all the social gains that the PNP has implemented. And I'm like, we all know, but why is it we don't push it out there to say that's a lie? Michael Manley did not conceptualize maternity pay. That was somebody else.
No, you
What he
see,
has done is as he has taken people's ideas,
equal pay for women.
rebrand them,
Equal,
them.
equal pay for women was a United Nations initiative back in the 60s, where after the war in the 1940s, women were marginalized, darling, and were restricted in a lot of ways because they were only being utilized as a supporting force for the men who were at war. So in the late mid-60s, the UN recommend that women be brought up to a certain level. And one of the initiatives that they championed was equal pay for women. So it was never the brainchild of Michael Manley. As a matter of fact, that song by Never Martin, and I'm happy that you go there, because that song by Never Martin, which entitles My Leader Barney, was utilized as a PNP manifesto back in 1976, during the public state of emergency. That song was released 14 days before the general election in 1976. And it was a song that was used by the PNP as their political campaign song and their de facto manifesto, because the PNP has never presented a manifesto, up until in the 1990s. A lot of people don't know that. In the 60s, when the PNP ran against the JLP, they never had a manifesto. 1972, they never had a manifesto. 1976, they never had a manifesto. 1979, no manifesto. 1983, when the snap election, no manifesto. 1989, I still cannot find a manifesto for them. But that song, that particular song, which they utilize it to highlight some of the landmark initiatives in Jamaica, and they claim it to be theirs. Remember now, it was about 31,000 copies of the song that was cut at the time, vinyl records. And it was bought out by the PNP. The PNP send Never Martin out of the studio, did the song, and just bite back same time on spot, buy out all 30,000 copies, and just give it away on the political campaign. So it's just like how.
At Guru, the moderators can't add him because this account is private.
Okay. Just like how you would the JLP would have done the booklet, the achievement booklet recently, and we distributed those throughout Jamaica. It's the same thing the PNP did with Never Martin's song, My Leader Born, released 14 days before the general election. And I will tell you that if you were to do a deep dive into the song, you would recognize that 75 to 80% of the claims in the song were not true. Save and except for a few of those arguments in the song. You could definitely contribute or attribute the micro dams, Darlan. You could attribute that to the PNG. That was their initiative. No.
When it's not true, when it's not true, they were not PNP initiative.
Absolutely.
Even land lease, you know.
Land lease was at Eddie Siaga. Eddie Siaga, the first set of land that were distributed under the land lease program was in Westmoreland.
Yeah.
They bought, I don't remember how many acres of land, spent about $500,000 at the time. And they bought some land and then they leased it back to people. The government did that. So the land lease program was an initiative of the JLP. They spoke about no bastard, no day again. And if you were to check every single comrade, they will tell you that no bastard, no day again is a PNP thing. It is their thing. But of fact, most PNP is wedded to that one. You can't tell them nothing, say no bastard, no day again, not for them idea. Somebody has a little background noise. I don't know if it's, let me see. No, it might be Darla. It might be Darla. Don't you have a background noise? Yeah, it might be. Just mute for a sec. And when you come in, you're on mute.
Going.
It might be. But my
like a fan?
I don't know what it is. It's a little roughly in the back. But I will say to you. Oh, he's off again. I will say to you folks that in that song, My Leader Born by Never Martin, where they mention no bastard, no day again. No bastard, no day again. Everyone lawful. Bastard Act was done in 1967, and from my recollection, 1967 was the JLP in office. So I don't know where they got that from.
You see?
The Bastard Act was passed in and I say these things, sometimes, people think I'm saying it casually. I am going to present to you the document. I have it here. The document is here in the Gleaner Archives. That the Bastard Act was passed in 1967.
Right, but Chops, to
yes.
go further, they underscored the Bastard Act, right?
Uh-huh.
It was, you're correct, in the 1960s it was debated and passed.
Yes.
Sir Noel Ashenheim
yes, sir.
was leader of government business in the Senate
yes.
when JLP was in government.
Yes, sir.
That man, Sir Noel Ashenheim, piloted the bill, and he was the first Jamaican ambassador to the US, Sir Noel Ashenheim.
Yes, sir. Ashenheim Road in 3 Miles is named after him.
Yes.
Yeah. It was an industrial park down there in Darlan. That was the first.
Yeah, man, that was the first industrial park.
First industrial park. First industrial park. So that was one initiative. There's another one that they talk about, which is they talk about the Bastard Act. They talk about equal pay for women. They talk about the what's the program called? But that was not their initiative either. The one where they talk, I need to find the damn song and play it. Why am I Let me just find this damn song and play it so people can
Jamal
understand.
was another one.
Yes.
And the
Yes.
literacy program
Yes.
was
Yes.
going in before that. That it was each one.
Yes. All right.
That
So
started on a Buster man.
yeah. Yeah.
But one of the things, what someone want to come in?
No man, go ahead. No. Go ahead, man.
One of the things we need to understand. Because Naira, they were trying to drag that out, right? And they would have dragged it out to the next election if they could. And if they were to unfortunately win the next election, they would have implemented Naira at the next sitting at the house.
Yeah, man. That is true.
And that is what they do. They block and prevent things. Look at you see, like I need that 40 years was in the making, before it was brought, 40 years. And just because the government wanted to include some biometrics into the identification, the people take it as if it was some serious invasion of privacy.
True.
And then let people oppose it.
What?
And it's because of the lack of that single identifying number.
Well, here
it is so difficult to get benefits to needy Jamaicans.
Well, here you go, darling. Here you go. Your good friend, Never Martin. Here you go. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Land lease. Pioneer Corp, darling. Pioneer Corp. Pioneer Corps was a spin-off from what Eddie Siaga had, which was the youth program. All that was a renaming of an existing program, the youth program. You remember that? Wasn't an original. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead again, Darlan. You broke up a while ago.
No, I wasn't too sure. I think the Pioneer Corps was focused on agriculture production. I don't have a very, very vivid recollection of that program, but I think it was mostly focused on people going out there to go farm. I think it was intertwined with the land lease program.
That Pioneer Corps program was implemented back in 1973. The longest budget presentation that Michael Manley did. You remember?
Yeah, man.
Where he issued out everything that Jamaica has and more, and dole out the country's money, and never have no plans of returning it. Well, the Pioneer Corps was one of those vehicles that were utilized at the time to spend the country's money, where he gave away money and people take it by Z90 and C50 and Z90. You remember? You said you them with Jamal. And they would do them with the free education.
Yeah. The Jamal was a renaming after adult literacy program. that Shearer had in place. It started on a bus that Shearer continued with it. It was adult literacy.
It was called the Adult Literacy Program. That was the original name for it.
Yes. Yes. And it was Jamaica Advancement for the Jamal was a Jamaica Advancement
for lifelong learning.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that, Jamal. But it was all the same thing about adult literacy.
Not theirs.
Put up on that. You see this free education thing?
Yes.
It is one of the most misleading things the PNP has done to Jamaica. One of the most misleading things. Because, all right, it was Norman Marley who came with the scholarship program. Because again, it's a British initiative. It's a man his watch. And they started a system of scholarship to go to high school, right? So you had people who were passing scholarship from that time, from 1957. Those people passed from school.
Mm-hmm.
They went there for free.
Yeah.
From 1957. And then when the DLP took back over in 62, Edwin Nally did it because the way Norman did set it up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He gave the larger ratio, the larger people getting scholarship for the corporate areas because that's where he was getting their support from.
Right.
So there's a program that was benefiting their base. Right? So they had a 30-70, they had 30-70 where 70% of the scholarship was for the poverty areas, to the urban areas, and 30% went to the rural areas.
Mm-hmm.
And Edwin Allen turned that around. Like 70% went to the, yeah?
No man, what I thought, what I get from reading it was that the majority of the scholarship went to students, went to the more wealthier people who could afford prep school, private school, and so on. The primary school students, they didn't go to start even at basic school. Some of them started primary school. For those wealthier and middle class and so on, upper class, those children started from basic school. They were the one now that were getting all this, taking up a lot of the scholarships and so on. And that's when it's cheap.
Well, yeah, that was the outcome because you see what happened. What happened? The PNP administration allocated 70% in the corporate area and 30% in the rural area, and then now, as a result of that, you find that most of the people who are living in the corporate area are the advantage, like you just outlined, where some of them were able to go to prep school and that kind of thing, and they were the ones who were able to pass the scholarship. But it was designed to benefit the PNP base. Don't forget about that. It was all political, designed to benefit the PNP base. But the point I really wanted to make was that the scholarship brought in educated 57. And if you ask PNP, Michael Manley bring it in. Give me a minute or two. Let me just expand on this point here. So the scholarship came in from 15. Yeah, full scholarship and then was half scholarship. People who pass half scholarship could go to the peer amount. Right? Remember, I won a half scholarship. I did not go to school because my people couldn't handle it at the time. And then Shearer then brought in free education to technical high school. Because the share of government was led by man like Lightburn, who was an industrialist and who wanted to industrialize Jamaica, understood that the way to move the country was by the people developing skills, including engineering skills, millwright skills, engineering skills, and that kind of thing. And so therefore, they set up the technical high schools, like the St. Andrew Tech, the Dintil Tech, the Veer Tech, the St. Elizabeth Tech. These were the technical schools. And people who went in 1970, because I went to Dintil 1970, and I went the free, didn't pay a cent. And that was because of U-Share policy, where they were putting focus on technical education. You understand? So, and education was free from that time. So you had free scholarship from 57, and then free technical education from 70, started 1970. And if you ask any comrade, I might say, if Michael Mann, they bring free education come to Jamaica. Nothing like that. What Michael Mann did during that 1973 longest marathon debate was to allow for people to go to university, right? But he had no way of paying for it. He just announced it because it was that popular thing to do. He had no way of paying for it because he presented his budget, I think it was April, March, April, somewhere there about, and announced the free education to university. And by June 1973 was when Jamaica got its first IMF loan that it used. Jamaica had its first IMF loan in 62 when we just became independent. We had just like how the government after the putting in safeguard, financial safeguard, getting insurance and so on. At that time, Buster got a IMF loan, a standby loan. I think it was 10 million special drawing rights. And that assent was touched. It was just a backup plan, right? That was 62 when we became independent. I think they got it in 63. And then now, Michael, the first IMF loan that was used was granted in June, the 1st of June 1973. June 1973. And in April, Michael was there announcing about free education to university, right? He had no means of paying for it. He started using IMF money from that time, from June 1973, right? But people would come now and believe that it was the PNP who brought free education to Jamaica. All they did was to overload the system and cause it to crash. That's all they did. Michael never have no money to fund nothing at all.
But Nolan, my take on it, what I get is that he came in 1972, and by 1974 the country broke. He turned to the bauxite levy. Jamaica was getting maybe about 30 or so million, a little over 30, near 40 million, and from the bauxite levy, it moved up to about nearly 180 million, and that's when he came with the free education and the impact, the crash program, impact program, just start giving away money and so on.
No. He started giving the impact program was much earlier. The impact program was much earlier. 107 years that I observed. Still on the trip. The point granted right? But they are exhausting the team because they knew the crash program was the 20 people we do that with what they call it, impact work. Impact work. It was supposed to benefit 22,000 people. Every writing sent check every week. Since they said don't check the common like federal parliament have to get all 30 checks. And the man they use them pile of checks. So they want to benefit 20,000 people. And each week they're writing 77,000 checks. Right? And in no time the money they blow the money.
Darlan, your connection is Darlan, you're freezing. I don't know. You're freezing, Darlan. Here? I don't know what. You'll drop and you come back up here.
Yeah, my mic is open.
We know, man.
My mic is open. I don't know. How much of what I said you heard?
Quite a bit, but you are freezing. So let me just, I'm going to drop you and you come right back here. Just drop you, you reconnect and come back up. All right, let's see if that will work for Darlan. HR Guru, how you doing, my brethren? HR, you there? I'm trying to bring Darlan back. You know, it's good sometimes to keep these things going, you know, in terms of educating people on this politics. Because sometimes I think people don't even appreciate where we're coming from, you know. You know, Val, HR, Mikey, and Trivia. People don't appreciate where we're coming from. And I think they take it for granted that we are where we are today because of some by chance. It's hard work and serious dedication that brought Jamaica to where it's at today. Not a joke. And sometimes we never take it for granted.
I'm merely just learning, you know, chaps, but I wanted to comment on the thing you mentioned about Gleaner.
Yes.
And the headline.
Yes.
Was it an attempt to make the government look bad, or was it a revenue grab for the clickbaits to get revenue from the clickbaits?
Well, they've been doing clickbait for quite a while now. Has it done Gleaner any good? Gleaner has literally bankrupt. That strategy obviously have not worked.
Yeah. And look at this. It can be both, you know, it can be the headline could be to put the government in a negative light. Because the average reader, when they see that headline, especially the vloggers, when they see the headline, how it's presented, you know, when they say government, they're not looking at the body, you know, they're just looking at the head. And who is at the head of the government? It's Andrew Holness. So they would automatically assume, Chopper, in my opinion, that is the hand that Andrew Holness is pocketing that money.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah, that's how they will look at it. And Gleaner, as I mentioned in the comment earlier, if you can put your money together, because I'm predicting that within the next 2 years, Gleaner will file for bankrupt and they will be forced to sell. And I just don't want the same group, the Three Little Birds, I just don't want them to get hands off it.
Well, the Gleaner building on North Street has been sold already, you know. Yeah, and that's their flagship. The whore of North Street, the building is gone. Iconic Gleaner building on North Street has been sold. I think. Huh? Yes, Darlan. Yep. You're still breaking up, but the Gleaner sold the building on North Street. They're operating from Linders Road now at the RGR Communications Group, where the RGR building is. I think that's where they're operating from. They don't have a print anymore because they're not printing from the Gleaner. The Gleaner press is outdated. Remember, the Gleaner press is from the 18th centuries, you know, from 18 something or other. So that's no good anymore. But they own that building on Linders Road where the RGR communication group is. So I'm assuming that that is where the journalist who writes for the Gleaner, that's where they are doing their work from, because the Gleaner no longer prints their paper. I think they have a collaboration with the Jamaica Observer for printing. So, you know, when you align yourself politically, when you use your good office to create political mischief, that is what happened to you. That is what happened to you.
In my opinion, Chopper, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think the lifeline that the government threw them was a strategic move.
Which is?
And
what was the lifeline? I didn't know they told them a lifeline.
When the contract that they get to bring the JCD, with Babsy Grange, the contract that they signed at Babsy Grange, was it JCD to broadcast JCD? The one they offered them a contract the other day.
The JCDC, you mean?
No, JBC contract. No, man, JCDC, the culture. Culture
JCDC.
Yes, I think they got that contract. The Gleaner got that contract. Our TVJ got that contract, but it's the same group. And is this a coincidence? And remember, in an election year, for media houses, that normally be a booth for them. That would be their strongest cue. And if you invest on the Jamaica Stock Exchange, Shopper, and you follow the news, the press releases on the JC, and on January the 13th, the Gleaner released their financial statement for Q3, which will end on December the 31st. That's about 3 months after the general election. And they report, and in their report, it said that they have a year-to-year decline of $502 million. 9 months. 9 months loss of $502 million.
Yeah, man.
And that's when I start seeing all the red flags.
They were going downhill for a long while, man. They were going downhill for a long while.
Yeah. And the year before, I think it was $390 million.
Yeah, they were going downhill. They couldn't pay the staff at one point.
That's when I start noticing the red flags. So when Kerry told me the other day that they were having a yard sale, the guy was having a yard sale, it wasn't surprising.
I'm not laughing at anybody's demise.
I think the last...
I'm not laughing because, you know, the Gleaner is an iconic part of Jamaica's history. The Gleaner is supposed to be cherished and treasured. It is unfortunate that because of their misuse, and I call it misuse, of their good office, that they had to undergo what they're undergoing now, and with no assistance inside, because nobody's going to rally around a Gleaner company that operates the way how the Gleaner is more political than the political party itself. I've never seen this.
Yeah, and I want to ask you this question, Chopper. Was it? I'm not sure if the rumors was true during the election. Was it Matalan or the Gleaner itself donated $500 million to the People's National Party?
I couldn't speak to that. I don't have the information off the top of my head now, but I can do some research on it. But I know Mayor Matalan had endorsed Mark Golden.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's him or is the Gleaner donated the $500 million, and then December the 31st, their financial statement dropped and they're losing over $500 million in revenue.
I couldn't speak to that. I don't have that information. But if that is the case, that will be the greatest travesty of justice. You were saying something there, lad?
Yeah, in the same thing, the Gleaner came under pressure. Because, the Michael Mann,
You're not hearing Darlan?
You're not hearing me?
No.
I'm hearing him. Probably see your thing.
Yeah,
Swipe
man.
down your
Darlan is clear
swipe
now.
it up.
Yeah, okay. So during the 70s, when Michael did want, them march on the Gleaner because you had some auditing guy, Wilmot Perkins and Maurice Cargill and some other guy. They were really against the socialism and, they were getting under the government skin. Michael led a march, and, it was calling the Gleaner a harlot and all
The
that.
harlot of North Street.
Yes, and talk about next time, I don't want to shut it down. And the government of the day started the Gleaner of advertising revenue, right? And the Gleaner was able to go to the public. I don't remember what the financial instrument name that they had offered to the public. I don't remember the name, but it was not.
What year was this? What year was this?
It was in the 70s. It was I think it was after the state of emergency. So it could have been between 76 and
79.
79. Somewhere there. But the PNP was victimizing the Gleaner. And it was the public of Jamaica who came and buy. And you recall the instrument that they had put an offer.
I'd have to look it up, but I remember that. I remember.
It wasn't shared. I think it wasn't shared.
No.
But but the Jamaica people went down oversubscribed it and kept the Gleaner.
Bail them out, yes.
Right? Because the Gleaner was being responsible. Because when they were loading up the PNP of the day, they were on the right track. They were on the right side of history. Right? Because make no bones about it, Michael Manley and DK Duncan, Tony Spalding and them, and they were bent on taking Jamaica down the path with Cuba.
They said it.
Understand?
They said it.
Yes, they wanted to go down the path with Cuba. DK Duncan said with the democratic socialism was sugarcoating. Sugarcoating.
Yeah.
You understand? So them were the elements and threatened any country, a socialist country. And the Jamaica people came to the help of people, right? I know the Jamaica people is gonna watch Gleaner die because Gleaner has lost its way,
There you go.
right?
There was a time where they could have come to the people.
It is defending a party. And, that's fine. It can defend a party for him. Everybody has a political bias. But you don't have to be lie. Right now, you see this article that came out recently.
Mm-hmm.
It is all part of the strategy, to when the PNP is in opposition, they allege corruption.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And they have been doing that from 72. When they are in opposition, they allege corruption. And they cause the people to question the integrity of the government of the day, which is would then be the JLP. And that was the same strategy they came to use against Andrew Holness, right? And the sad thing is that they tried to use the Integrity Commission.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to use the Integrity Commission to cause doubt, a cloud of doubt over Andrew Holness. And the Integrity Commission went along with it.
Yep. They bought it to Klein and Sinker.
Right? And they came, and that's why they would not certify the man, the statutory declaration. Because when they don't certify, you give them the opposition had a lot of talking points. And there was this cloud of doubt. And the Gleaner was a party to it too. And that is why you see they come with headlines like the one we're looking at now. Talking about the government pocket money. When you know that the thing is they allocate $1 billion to help poor people, the take-up was not sufficient. And, some of the take-up was because the lack of take-up was because of the administration. But intervene in Beryl and Melissa had some impact on that, right? There was dislocation arising from Beryl and Melissa, right? But the long and short of it is that $1 billion was allocated, and it only was about 300.
Somebody share the live to Mr. Vegas, you know.
700 million.
Somebody can share this live to Mr. Vegas.
700 million went back to the consolidation fund. And the Gleaner now come in with a headline that would give people the impression that the government officials pocketed the money. That was the speculation. Should I call some name like the people going to get to sue them? You know? But it was all part of the strategy. Part of the strategy. The allegation of corruption. It's a PNP strategy that they use when they are in opposition. When they are government, they use state resources to buy election and stay in power. They use state resources, the tool of victimization and the tool of benefiting their supporters. And justly so. They use that when they are in opposition now. They accuse government of corruption. They allege corruption. Right? The slightest of thing. And you see all during the donation to Melissa and all them things there, the doubt that they cast to give the people impression, that you should not donate to them because, there's no accountability. There's this big question, and it's all part of the strategy of doubt, to create doubt, and I think what they're doing, and it is disgusting that the Gleaner would be part of that agenda, and to make the kind of aspersion that they're casting now about money, earmarked for poor people, end up in the pocket of government people.
Deliberate misleading headline to create a narrative of deception. It's a dangerous group of people, but you know something? The Gleaner is getting their just reward because they thought that the PNP would have won. And God help us, had the PNP won the election, the Gleaner would not be bankrupt anymore, because I can tell you that government money would be running down Duke Street, North Street like never before. Yeah. That's what happens.
Mr. Darlan.
Yeah, Travia.
Mr. Francis. In the 1970s, based on what you guys were saying, did they ask the government for a tax relief?
Who, the Gleaner?
And Siaga declined it. I'm not sure of this source where this is coming from.
No. Siaga, the murder of being an IJR at the time. And that was rightly so.
Repeat that, you were breaking up. What did he prevent? What did he prevent? You were breaking up.
He prevent Gleaner and RJR to merge.
Mm-hmm.
I think Gleaner wanted an RJR to merge, and he wouldn't allow it. Which was the right thing to do, because it was Eddie who threw up the radio stations. That's why we have so much radio station in Jamaica now. But there was a time when it was like RJR, JBC, and Gleaner. Those were the news medium in Jamaica at the time.
I think the Herald came after.
JBC is what now? TVJ?
No, JBC is not. No.
When the TV part became TVJ, I think RJR took over the TV part.
No, the TV part died. It just died, darling. Because remember, RJR existed. TVJ existed while JBC was no.
Yeah, but RJR didn't have a TV.
No. But they didn't bought. A matter of fact.
Anyway, JBC went defunct.
Yeah, man, he dead. And we lost.
But the point was, to answer the question, what Mr. Siaga opposed was the Gleaner and I think it was larger. It was it didn't want Gleaner larger to merge, which they eventually did. But at the time, it was dangerous because we had just 3 or 4 media houses in Jamaica.
Right.
But
But
so
Donald,
what changed then? So what changed? Was there a policy or a law change that allowed them to merge? No.
Well, look,
can I interject
it
a
was-
bit? Can I interject a bit?
Yeah.
Donald,
Yeah.
let me correct you. When Gleaner, remember it was Manly who literally closed down Gleaner by taking away all the ads. And what Gleaner did under the leadership of Clark at the time, he put shares. He opened shares to the staff that was working first, and they subscribed to probably 80%, and then 20% came from the outside, and that is how they bailed out Gleaner. That's how Gleaner was bailed out.
Yes, Joe. I just read that they offered public shares, ordinary shares, to the public.
Yeah, but they offered their stuff first. After that. I remember clearly because I had clients from my salon who worked there, and they would have told me, well, not at that time, but they would have repeated the history to me. And these were comrades.
All
They
right,
were
folks.
comrades.
We have 23 minutes to go, so let's get it in and get it out. Who else? Protecting is here.
They were another financial instrument that they have that with money.
You're breaking up again, Darlan. You're breaking up again. You're freezing again. But protecting is here too. Protecting what say you, man? That's why I want to get that straight line. Yeah, matter of fact, before we get there, let's talk about it because, folks, listen. As Labour rights, we have to support Labour Party business. Darlan, drop the flyer, man.
So I'm gonna ask you to permit me to run a little ad on your program.
No problem, man.
All right.
They call it the shameful plug. They call it a shameful plug.
Oh, a shameful plug.
That's what they call it.
No.
Bueno,
Yeah, man.
don't have a little session coming up on Belmont Road. There's a spot on Belmont Road, and Darlan will be hosting some events there.
It's at Footprints Cafe, 5 Belmont Road.
That's where Carlos
So on a truck.
No,
I don't know, But
No.
on a Thursday night, I will be there.
Carlos is next door to Belmont Road. This is not next door to Belmont Road.
Okay.
This is down the road from Belmont Road.
Carlos still exists?
No, there's a place called Jangles that is running Carlos now. It's called Jangles.
Oh, okay.
Similar concept, but you know. Darlan, your connection is terrible. Your connection is terrible.
Yeah. I'm here searching for my ad, man.
Send the ad to me. Send the ad to me and I'll run it, yeah?
What?
Send the ad to me and I'll play it.
Yeah, but it's gonna be on it's gonna start June 18. June 18 this year, and every Thursday night after that, we're gonna be bringing back some of the music that we were accustomed to, where the mature crowd can come out and enjoy themselves once again. Listen to some good music and dance to some good music and have fun like we used to in days gone by. I think a lot of people feel like the thing has left them now.
That is true.
And like
Road shows has gone, has died.
the what?
The fame road shows has died. That used to play old music, waterfalls.
Waterfall, those places, Waterfall is still there. But I don't know if the club side of it is running.
Waterfall is still there.
Mm.
But we want to bring back things like what used to happen with turntable, man, the Meritone.
But isn't that supposed to be what Waterfalls and the deck was supposed to be doing?
The deck is not there anymore. Though.
The deck is no more, and Waterfalls, I don't think they're.
As soon as
I don't think they're. Well, I know they were there at
I
the
don't
time.
want to associate with the Meritone because the Meritones are all comrades. So moving right along.
Well, you know, the question so it's just to look at the kind of music that was played at that time, you know?
That genre of music, yeah, was very good music.
Yeah. All right. You're there now.
Loving you.
Music by Sandra Mike and other top-notch DJs. Happy hour every Thursday night, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Reduced prices on drinks and eats. For more information, contact 876-545-7200 or visit the website at www.diligententertainment.com or follow on social media at Diligent Entertainment. This is a Diligent Entertainment production. Don't miss it. June 18, 2026, the place to be on a Thursday night is Footprints Cafe for the ultimate musical experience, reggae. She's loving me. Dance song, I'm drinking rum, I'm Red Bull, R&B, happy people, love songs. Music by Sandra Mike and other top-notch DJs. Happy hour every Thursday night, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Reduced prices on drinks and eats. For more information, contact 876-545-7200 or visit the website at www.diligententertainment.com or follow on social media at Diligent Entertainment. This is a Diligent Entertainment production. Don't miss it.
All right, Dolan, we get the message.
Folks, the website is you can anyone want to visit it. It's Diligent, spell like or Diligent, spell DILIGENT, and then ENT. The entertainment is not spelled out. It's just ENT.com. So DiligentENT.com. There's a website there, and the more information is there.
Dolan, can I make you a good suggestion, my brother?
Of course.
2026. Away with the website, go with social media pages. It's an Instagram page, a TikTok page, an X page, and a Facebook page.
We have all of those pages, man.
Yeah, website is obsolete.
Only for 1 hour?
No, yeah, I need to speak to that. No, the happy hour is for 1 hour. But we gonna go from 6 until 12. Or as long as the nice abatement that permits.
2 a.m. 2 a.m.
Huh?
2 a.m.
Well, we're doing it on a Thursday. I think it's a little more restricted.
12 o'clock. You have to give the police some money, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Well, turntable used to be on a Thursday night.
yeah. That's what we want to.
You know, I tried dating myself, but you see, because I reside in the rural area, I didn't even realize that all these places have been closed down.
Yeah.
Man, I used to go to Brentford Road, Gemini headquarters on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
And they had, the stocks like concrete.
And Stone Love used to play at Cargill Avenue.
You used to have some serious sound system that used to play at Brentford Road there.
Yeah.
And Stone Love play where? At Cargill Avenue?
Stone Love used to be at Dumfries now. They're at what I wrote the name on.
No, they are Dumfries now. Stone Love used to be at Cargill Avenue.
They weren't also
I know they were at Dumfries Road in New Kingston, but you know, they might have been to Cargill Avenue. I can't
Cargill Avenue was Stone of HQ for decades, man.
Yeah, they're located elsewhere now.
Huh?
But you know, so we want to bring back some of those experiences.
Burlington Avenue is where Stone of is now.
Like House of Leo, you're born then chop.
How are you, man? What I know about Stone of headquarters? Eh?
When House of Leo, you remember when House of Leo was around?
What are you talking about? Tell me something, Marley.
Yeah.
Alpha Player used to be on Cargill Avenue.
But hold on a second now. Hold on a second now. Me see,
Cargill Avenue.
Stone of used to play there, man. Stone of used to be there. But Mr. Morgan, Mr. Senator Morgan, I tell me about Stone of and Burley. Mr. Morgan, what you know about when New Kingston used to buzz Virgin? Tell me if you used to go Christopher's. Christopher's in the middle.
Christopher's is old.
Christopher's in the middle. Hold on now.
No, Christopher's young.
Hold on a second. Hold on. I'm going to go back there. But
St. Lucia Avenue.
let me start with Christopher's in the middle, Taboo down at the basement, and Quad up at top. And then we go around the corner and we go.
Quad used to be at Trinidad Terrace.
Yeah, Margie me address, man, because Margie a youngster, you know. Margie a youngster, you know.
Remember Epiphany?
What are you talking about?
You remember Epiphany that started out on St. Lucia Avenue?
Yeah, man.
Epiphany was in Spanish Court.
When we close,
Yes,
when we
that is correct.
when we close New Kingston at night time, the place to be when we go get a cup of coffee and finish the early morning used to be that little place right up. What we call it again? I can't remember the name. I know to write it. Right across from Marlon, Marlon know this one. Yeah. Right across. It's still there right now. With him. It's on the left hand side, right there as you go up the street. That's from Asylum. On the opposite side there. What's the name?
That's a Nassau Boulevard.
Yeah, man. Look a place right there. It's still there. But that used to be a little spot. But I'm bringing that back because it's not so long ago. But if you want to go way back now, you have to go start about remember, so them time the popcorn was the head of security for Asylum and Quad, you know. I tell you, Jamaica's a nice place, you know. Yeah, man.
And don't forget Cactus. Don't forget Cactus.
Cactus support more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had a VIP pass there.
Yeah, that was back then, Valrose.
Yeah, to come visit us at Footprints Cafe on a Thursday. You know, like you're a lady who enjoy those kind of things.
Yeah. I'm going to pull up a Dorland thing down on Belmont Road there now and give him some support because, you know, go already. Them have a thing out there with them say labor and I like support labor, but it's not true. It's not true. We're going to prove that is not true. So we're going to go out there one of the night and pull up and give him some serious support.
I would love to see you on the 18th. We want to go jump off.
The 18th.
Just coincided with June 17th that they celebrate here in the United States.
There you go. So June 18th, definitely.
We're going to be operating on a Thursday night. So it just so happens that Thursday falls on the 18th. So we just have to go. We just have to go with that. You know, it's not the number. It's the day.
But Sir Morgan, we're there and we are shooting the breeze and we're talking about the misleading headlines that the Gleaner has put out there. And really and truly, you know, we're just highlighting the fact that this is not something new. It is sort of a part of their MO where they will use misleading headlines to catch the mind and to drag the minds of vulnerable Jamaicans who will fall.
We have allowed it to happen. We have allowed.
I don't think we have allowed it to know. You know, one of the things that I don't want us to lose sight of, that we have been more aggressive in responding to the PNP's argument out there. We have been more aggressive.
No,
yeah, man, we have been.
No, we are.
Yeah.
But when you talk about that song, my leader bond.
Oh, yeah.
And you do them with the Pioneer program,
Mhm.
and you do them with the Jamal. Those were not
No, those were days where we never used to respond to
and
nothing.
we needed to, so that is why when they have named the NHT building after Michael Manley, that was not his brainchild. That was
Well,
not his
you know, the
brainchild.
naming of buildings, let me tell you, you know what I heard somebody said recently? That we have gone crazy in naming things after Porsche to the extent that, and I'm telling you how people are, people saw one of our good ministers in a red dress, but they classified it as an orange dress. And they say, my God, then after Andrew name everything off a Porsche, they now name the minister, they now turn around at the minister too. I mean, I had a good laugh. I was know which minister it was. But the minister was wearing an orange, nice, beautiful orange dress. Or red dress, she said it was. Because I asked her about it. She said, no, Chapa, it's a red dress. But
I will
because
not wear red or orange.
but hold
I
on
am
now,
so
because we
tribal.
were so tribal and political. And it was a good humor. So they said that, boy, she said, the person said to me, it's a bad week for labor rights, Chopper. I said, why you say that? He said, well, and you named the whole of town off a Porsche. When he couldn't find anything else to name, he take poor currency and turn her over to Porsche. I said, why you say that? He said, then look for the dress and carry her wear. It was a good laugh. I mean, I had to just laugh.
Red was beautiful on me. But because red was original, the PNP color,
Yes.
and then PJ changed it
But-
to orange, you will not catch yours truly in a red dress or an orange dress.
The announcement that the Prime Minister made about the Western Children's Hospital being named after
But even
Porsche
though the-
is
Don't
not.
even
No, but
put
hold on. It's not. No, but yes, Sister Valos, you have to put these things in context, All right. So here's where I draw the line. I trust the Prime Minister and I trust the
I
GLP,
do.
right?
I do, and that is why I will not go there.
And that's
because
why I'm
I
saying
don't know
whatever
what
decision they make, I'm gonna trust the decision.
That's
No,
why I'm not going
and
there.
you have to also look at the political. You have to also look at the political move too, because think about this for a second.
Yes.
The Cornwall Regional has been a sticking point for the PNP. We attempted to name it after Dr. Eldemeyer, and they created a stink over it.
We do though.
We backed off of it and we chilled out for a second. Now, the hospital next door to that has been now named after Portia Simpson Miller. So let me ask you this question. If the GLP were to now move to name Cornwall after Dr. Eldemeyer or whomever we see it fit to name it after, and if it is somebody associated with the GLP, would the PNP be brave enough to open their mouth and to oppose?
Of course.
Well,
Of course they would. Remember that them dry eye.
Chops.
They have
Let me get a
a-
comment on that, Chops. Let me get a comment on that.
go ahead, sir.
Persons within my age group, they are suggesting Dr. Kritwa Tufton name would be a perfect fit.
Okay. Well, let me tell you.
The PNP has always opposed this kind of thing. Eldemeyer, I think his family withdraw him name from consideration.
Yes.
Because the people have nasty up the thing so much.
Yeah, man, they had really
and,
dealt it.
they even did you know that there was a proposal to change Samson International Airport?
Yes, man. Of course. Of course. Of
Was
course.
that by who?
Not the
Was
PNP.
that by who?
Not the
Yeah,
PNP.
they wanted I think it was Coombs. I think they wanted to call it Coombs. They wanted to name it in
Who know who is Coombs?
Coombs. I think he ran as an MP.
Who
As
the
an
hell know
MP,
about him?
one term or 2 terms in that area.
Yeah,
And,
but
and,
who
and,
know
and,
him?
and there was this big proposal to take down Donald Sangston name from Sangston International Airport and put Coombs there. These guys are terrible, man.
Beer face, man. Protecting, we haven't heard from you. How you been?
Let me get a issue with the naming of things. You see from Port Royal to King, the road out there from Port Royal to Kingston.
Yes.
Four PNP people named upon it, you know.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. the road from Port Royal up to Harborview is named Norman Manley Boulevard.
Yes.
Boulevard. And then you have Sorrel Glasspool.
Yes.
From Harborview down to near where the power station is there.
Yes.
That is Floridel Glasspool.
Yes.
And then now from there to Raytown it's called Manley Boulevard.
Yes.
They have Norman Manley, Floridel Glasspool, Manley Boulevard, right?
Manley Meadows.
Manley Pizza Road, right? Now Norman Manley, they wanted to name everything in Jamaica after him.
They gave him father of the nation.
You know,
The man who opposed independence.
You know that Washington Boulevard is named after him.
Yes, but I'm saying to you, the man who opposed Jamaica becoming an independent country, they wanted to name everything after him.
Yes.
Imagine. But that's when Kevin Smith
Norman God is named after him. Norman God is named after Norman Manley. Washington Boulevard is named after Norman Washington Manley.
Yeah.
Right. And then you have in there's a beach in Negril, the name Manley Beach.
And they have Norman Manley High School out there in Outer East.
Norman Manley Boulevard. That main road in Negril is Norman Manley Boulevard.
Right. So they just put their people name and things
And who developed Negril? Who developed Negril? Whose concept was Negril? Right. Right. That's what 18 and a half years does. And look at what we have done with our 10 consecutive years.
Well,
We are naming things. We're naming things of persons who we think deserve it and not just political. Look at that. Portia Simpson Miller, 2 in 1 day with more to come.
But Chopper, to be honest, I think the naming that section, I think Portia Simpson deserved it. Based on the explanation, I watched the Prime Minister's presentation and I think she deserved it. And I also think this is a strategic. And I also think Portia, the
NIS building?
that adolescent building after her.
Why?
Explanation, because I didn't know that she was the one who went to China and advocate for the money. I didn't know that until the Prime Minister.
It was not her. She did not advocate for a hospital.
The Prime Minister said it. The Prime Minister said it.
But the Prime Minister history is wrong. The Prime Minister history is wrong.
Okay.
When
The Prime Minister said it.
I was quoting get that history there from. It is in the papers. If you look into the Gleaners archive, she did not go there. It was not for a hospital. It is a Chinese who came and said they were going to do a hospital for Suriname, Bahamas, Jamaica, and Trinidad. Portia asked for it. You don't know what I'm going to
It was an offer by the Chinese, but it was made to Portia.
Hey, I play. Hey.
Let me finish this point. Based on the Prime Minister, based on the Prime Minister's presentation, I don't believe the Prime Minister would be misleading his people. So I will take his word. Until I'm proven otherwise, I'm taking his word for it that she went and advocated for her. So in that sense, I think she's deserving of it. And to name the overpass at 3 miles at her name, that explanation as well, because they changed the Portia circle.
Portia could have
I think that is also deserving of her. However, this is my point.
When the minister victimization, you know.
All right, this is my point. I think the Prime Minister didn't have to do that to do that the first. Remember, I know this is before NARA going to full effect. You know, that is a statement move.
My
the Prime Minister is a chess player.
Darling, let me
Prime Minister is a chess player. I think something big is coming. And
Hold on, one at a time.
Announcement after he made those two announcements, I am convinced he is the son of Saint Teresa. So forget it. I accept everything he does because nobody cannot convince me that my PM is not the son of Saint Teresa.
Hey, hey,
we have
my advice to Marlon Morgan, you know, stay clear of the PM, you know, because in about 2 weeks' time, he'll be naming you son of Michael. But I trust my Prime Minister. I trust my PM. And I know
when I
that.
heard what Andrew did, when I heard what Andrew said the day, I take a Benadryl and go on my bed but sleep, and I said to myself, so you know what? Andrew is really Saint Teresa's son. We used to joke about it, but I'm convinced he is. I don't know what got into his head, and I'm not going to question it because I am a laborite, and whatever my Prime Minister say, I'm working with it. But we have to understand.
Tell me something. When everything is named after Portia, what is my name after PJ?
Well, we can tell you what will be named after. Hold on. I can tell you. Let me help you with that. Because what will be named after PJ is the sewage pump down in out of Bogue. In Bogue, Montego Bay. But respectfully though, no, don't laugh, because the sewage pump down in Bogue was built by PJ.
It was.
And it is a significant landmark. It's on prime real estate, smack in the middle of Bogue, and it's about
You
3
mean in
different.
St. James?
Yes,
James?
yes,
Like where here.
yes.
That's a disgrace.
Shrewsbury should be named after who? Am I Omar?
Shrewsbury.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Anyone can get the name, but
You know what Shrewsbury? What happened there?
no.
It's a processing thing on the sewage.
Huh?
You're not nice, darling.
What was that, darling?
I was hoping you wouldn't have said it, but
Strawberry.
it was another place that was
But drop a mention in the one in Bogue.
No, but the Montego Bay people plan to do it from last election, and we had to beg them not to do it because I think it's a disrespect to the listen, PJ, former Prime Minister PJ Patterson was a Prime Minister of the country, and I think it would have been disrespectful to name the damn sewage pit of him. We can't do that. We can't. We're not building a tribe, man. We're building a country.
Of course not.
But it must have been a rightful thing.
No, we can't do that. We
But
can't
you
do
know
that.
that
I think a piece of Rollins land would be a suit.
No. PJ, we can name something. You know what I would name after PJ? To be honest with you, the bus park in Harford-Tree.
it was
No,
man,
Mr. Chapa.
emancipation
Chapa, him already get the highway off on him. That's enough for him. I don't even wanna comment on him. Him already get on highway off on him. That's enough.
No, man, you can't give him the bus park.
We the new voters and the young people, we want to see persons that we know and buildings and roads and infrastructure. We don't want to see the person we from 1952 or whatever. We don't
No,
want
but the thing is, you have to canonize.
motivated.
What legacy has he left for Jamaica?
But let me, who, PJ? I can tell you, let me tell you the legacy that PJ has left for Jamaica.
Chopper mine say them are converted now.
PJ built the I spoke about the sewage pit in Montego Bay. He built the bus park in Harford-Tree. That's a major plank of our
That was a Porsche.
logistics.
When was that built? That is in-
No, man, PJ was under PJ. PJ did that.
When was that?
Huh?
When was it built?
This Porsche got money from Belgium.
For me, the bus park? You sure?
Yeah.
Double check it.
No, Porsche did the door.
He also built the highway from Portmore down to Maypen there.
Yeah, where the people them have to pay how much money.
Bouygues. The French company did that under PJ Patterson, and they also
Yeah.
did the Portmore bypass. They also did a massive rehabilitation of Marcus Garvey Drive. I think the Marcus Garvey Drive part was done under Porsche, but
On the Porsche.
right.
On the
So
Porsche.
so that piece of highway you could give it to PJ because it was him.
Already?
Huh?
I find information, Chopper. You're right. The ground was broken by PJ Patterson in March 2000.
Yeah, man. The what for the bus park, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That was his brainchild.
US, Belgium in a loan agreement with the Belgium government,
Yes.
value of approximately 71.3 million US.
Yes. So you could give that to Percy. You know, you see, we have to move away, guys, from the tribalistic politics and start to recognize that we are not like the PNP. If we were to operate like them, then Jamaica would not be in a good spot. So we have to follow the Prime Minister's cue. I hear there's a conversation. Let me put one more out there to you. There's also another conversation that Lisa Hanna might replace Ambassador Anderson in the United States. I don't know how you guys feel about it.
No, you must want the labor base rile up. You want the base rile up. You have open petition.
Let us close on a good note. Today we still celebrate the birth date of our great leader,
Edward Philip George.
George Seaga.
So let me ask a question. Why everybody is saying not no? Lisa has been a super world model. She has been a very strong.
Lisa Hanna is a socialist.
Hold on.
Lisa Hanna is a socialist.
Hold on a second, man. Lisa Hanna has been Miss World. She's represent Jamaica at that level. She's a woman. She's a female parliamentarian. Hold on, Valrose. Hold on a second. She at some point in her life, she was with a Labourite. She was probably a Labourite too. I don't know. But she would have contributed.
Lisa is from good Labour.
Labour is a good stuff. And the other thing is, Lisa has now launched her makeup line, an international thing. She's doing well for herself. And I think if she's placed as the ambassador to the United States, I think it would be a nice look. What say you guys?
All right, you know who I think would be a nice look?
There is no Labourite within the party, a non-Labourite that could be placed in that position. You've got to be kidding me. After all the monies that she has gotten from her husband, all of the money where she thief when she...
Oh, no.
Okay, let me retract that.
Yes, please.
Let me validate Miss Val.
Hold on a second.
Miss Val.
Hold on, Trevor. Make one at a time. We don't want to sound too noisy. Go ahead. Go ahead,
All the
Valrose.
stuff that she would have done, that she would have benefit under the People's National Party while she was there and not serving her constituency in the manner in which she should have done. We would not want to reward all of that by giving her that kind of a position.
I don't know if what you're saying have the, I can't speak to it. I don't know if it has any merit. But the truth is, she has been a
So what happened to the plate, that school in St. Anne? It is fixed as yet. It is concrete. It is asphalted.
You mean Pickle Pole?
Yes.
Pickle Pole has been renovated. And if it has not been, then Nara will pick it up.
All right, chaps. So what's your thought? And for me, I just read about this. There was some land that she. How should I phrase this?
The one in St. Jago Heights?
Yes, St. Jago Heights.
Don't know about it, sir.
That belonged to the ministry. That coincidentally has been developed by someone who she was involved with. How do you explain that?
Sir, I cannot, and I will not attempt to explain because I don't know anything much about it. But let me try and hear from Protecting. Protecting has. Hold on, Protecting has been here for a while. Travia, Protecting has been here for a while, has not made a contribution. Protecting, how you do, brother?
Yeah, good evening, chaps. You know, so me da go and listen a little bit still, because I really never in a one good area with the signal.
Yeah.
Trivia, good evening. Good lady of the evening, Mr. Francis. Bless upon yourself, listeners.
Greetings.
Yeah, man.
So, you know, see, I really, the Gleaner thing me want to talk about. A matter of fact, me hear Mr. Francis look a while, I get some ad space by your program. Give me some ad space to know, Chopper.
Go right ahead, man. I'll say a little bit later.
Listeners, please, I have completed a video that I was working on for quite a few days. And it has to do with that person who put together some petition. I completed it this morning, and it is up on YouTube now. When I go over YouTube, look for Protecting JA. It's quite a lengthy video. I had to cut some stuff out of it. It's 49 minutes, but it's very informative, and I put some information together just to help you guys to understand really what this thing is about. So please go over to YouTube. Want to subscribe to Protecting J channel, subscribe. But watch that video there. I also have a cartoon series on the PMP. I am now at episode 4. You can go over to the channel and start watching cartoon. It's very interesting. People like it.
All right, my friends over on YouTube, you would have heard that too.
Why can't you guys cut these videos to make them be shorter so they can grab your attention? I can tell you, I personally, let me not speak for anyone, let me speak for myself. I'm not sitting on and listening.
If it is interesting, I'll watch it, and I'm gonna watch it. You know what? You know why? I don't usually do it, but I'm gonna watch it. You know why? Because it is protecting.
Across country, I will listen to
Right.
it. In my everyday life, if it is a 20 minutes video, I will watch it.
It is Protecting JA. So if it is even half an hour, we're gonna watch it.
And I will respond.